Now the next place I wanted to talk about is one of my favorite places to release a mixtape. And I'm going to go into the benefits of that, and that's on your own website. The reason why I say to create your own website, I'm not going to go into talking about how to create a website. I have links in the description that will show you how to create a website. But I like the fact that when you have your own website, you control it, and a lot of the promotion that you do will come back to you. I can see the people that come to my site. I can put in statistics like Google Analytics, and I can see what pages people are coming from from other sites to my site. I can see what internal pages on my site are driving traffic to that download page. Most musicians that have been promoting their mixtape for quite some time kind of have already built a fan base with their own website. So if you've got like maybe 50 or 60 blog posts or vlogs on your website, this initial kind of community that you built on your website can be used to promote the mixtape. I like to control the marketing of my music, so any kind of previous marketing that I've done before will always point back to my site. This is not to say don't use the sites that I've mentioned in the previous videos. I think it's a good idea to use all those sites, but don't rely on them. I think a lot of kind of musicians make the mistake of where they just pick one and then they focus on that one. So you're kind of bound to that website, whereas I like to take the tools from those sites that they give me, like let's say Audio Mac is one of the players that I recommended. I can take that player, or I can take a SoundCloud player or a Get Right Music player, pop it into my website or pop it into certain pages of my website and promote it that way. This way I still get the rep from being on that site, but I'm not sending anybody to that specific website. I'm kind of keeping all the traffic that I promote online coming to my website. I put my mixtape on one of these other sites and their site went down for a day or something like that. I'm beholden to those websites, whereas I don't like that. I prefer to control it to my own site and use the tools that they give you. When you're beholden to a mixtape site, you could be beholden to the fees that they charge as well. Like I mentioned in one video about the DatPiff sponsored mixtape fee, which is ridiculous. It's really expensive, but they can do whatever they want. It might be 50 or 75 bucks now. Who's to say it's not going to be $100 next month or the month after that? I would urge people to use the tools that these sites give you, because they're creating amazing products. Some sites are creating really good products, and they're giving you great analytical tools as well to take traction from a mobile site as well, with the HTML5 players, and embed them in your website. Plus, you can use all the tools that you've created before. So if you have any social profiles pointing back to your website, you're getting all that traction and it's all coming back to that one page. What I noticed about these other mixtape sites as well, even the best ones there, you're not going to get front page spotlight on them if you're not going to pay for it. So it's kind of pointless to be on them in the first place, but it's no harm to upload your mixtape and just kind of set it and forget it. Or maybe take one of the tools, maybe take a player from them and embed it on your website. What I've noticed online is that mixtape sites are very cluttered and have advertising all over them. I've already spoken about that on DatPiff. And it's hard to get your fans to any site in the first place without sending them to a site that's covered in advertisement. And not just Google ads or whatever kind of ads are on typical ads on a website. I'm talking about like advertising other artists. Because you notice like with the bigger sites, they might take over the whole bloody website with the launch of their mixtape. So if you're sending people to basically your competition on another mixtape site, you ruin any chance to build any kind of rapport with that artist or that fan. So it's better to keep your music on your own website where you control it, and you're responsible for the marketing then as well. You're not putting all your eggs in one mixtape site and crossing your fingers. And plus, any kind of promotion that you're doing now will only benefit you in the future if you keep hosting your mixtape on your own website. Now, a lot of people are going to say to me, what's the point of paying for a website? These websites, or some of these sites, are free. There's nothing wrong with taking the free tools, but a website is as cheap as chips today. It's so cheap to have a website now. I actually have tons of tutorials on there showing you how to set up a website and how to embed these players, or a SoundCloud player or an Audio Mac player, in a website. When you're releasing a mixtape, the most important thing you can do is build that rapport with the fan. If you're sending them to a site where Trey Songz or Rick Ross is getting promoted, you're going to kill any kind of attention span that they have on your music, and no artist is going to take you serious, or no fans are going to take you serious. If you're bringing them to a place where you can set up a little community, if you put like one of those Facebook comment boxes in your website, or a Twitter kind of comment box in your website underneath the mixtape, you can have a little forum there where people are talking about the music. It's like there's so many ideas. I was thinking about the other day where in order to give people, you can give them two options. They can either pay what they want on one side. You can create a little pay what you want button on one side, and maybe, or tweet the download on the other side. So you have two options. They can either fund you a little bit, or they can tweet or share it with someone else to download. And there's tons of tools online that will give you that ability to release your mixtape on your own website like that. When you have control over the release of your mixtape on your website, you can just come up with some crazy ideas, some amazing ideas. Definitely don't rule out a website for the sake of something that's like probably not even $9 a month, maybe if even less than that now. There's some sites out there like one.com now that actually have hosting for like $2 or $3 a month, which is so cheap, guys. So don't rule out hosting it yourself. Don't rule out, this is not an attack really on the mixtape sites. I'm just saying to think about hosting it on your own site as well, and maybe focusing a lot of your marketing to your own website. I think this is a really important point in all the videos that I made, and I hope you guys will actually take heed of that part. I'm on my YouTube channel. We've got tons of videos on how to promote your music. Don't forget, YouTube's gonna magically appear a video that suits you. I offer some free stuff on my website, beats and artist resources. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button underneath the video. This is Dan from the Corporate Beats.